What's up, guys? It's TJ, aka BstMstR. You know, BstMstR without the vowels. Try to keep it stupid simple, but this is CarnivalSpirits, and I'm going to make a video unlike any video I've ever made. First, I want to let you guys know that I've got a doctor's appointment in about an hour and a half. I'm psyched. It's taken a while for me to get this appointment. It's not that big of a deal, but I have to see the dermatologist because I've been experiencing some balding. It's not the typical male pattern balding, but here, let me show. As you can see, it's actually starting to grow back a little bit, and it started out as a little patch, and it got bigger and bigger. It went right to the hairline, and like a lake touching the ocean, it's out of control. And, you know, as weird as that looked with my short hairdo, I had to grow it out. It was kind of hard looking for a job while I had this fucking ugly bald spot on my head. And anyway, I got a job despite that ugly bald spot on my head. And now the job's going well. I'm putting in like 5-6 days a week. And finally got my appointment where they're going to put some kind of steroid on my scalp to help the hair grow back, which is funny. It's not even the first time I've had to use steroids. Back when I was a little kid, I had crippling allergies. In fact, even if a cat walked in the room, I would break out sneezing, eyes watering. I was that kid who, you know, during the high pollen season would just be dripping from every orifice, and I would be laying on the sofa a lot of my days with a big pile of tissues, only getting bigger, just red nostrils from blowing my nose constantly. It was hell. And I used to go for regular allergy medicine re-ups where they would pinprick me and inject me with different stuff to see how I reacted based on the size of the welt. They would give me this medicine that I would then have to do 3 drops under my tongue like this, and then hold it there for a whole minute and do that 3 times a day. And I did this for years. In the 90s, I also was a guinea pig for Allegra before that shit went, you know, over the counter or whatever. I was desperate. And it made for such an awkward childhood that, you know, as much as you guys may think that I was just talkative, outgoing go-getter, it's not the case. I did a complete 180, in the middle, like, seriously, when I became a young man, everything changed. When I turned 21, my allergies subsided. But before then, I tried this steroid that it was like an inhaler, but it had these little white pellets or little white spurts of a steroid, and they were very specific about make sure that you do it one time and make sure you really inhale hard to get it all in your throat. You don't want any of that stuck in your mouth. And I'm like, because it's steroids, like, yeah, you got to make sure it goes all the way in your throat. That shit freaked me out, but it helped. And especially as a soccer player, and so check this out, guys. I'm going to bring this home saying that there's a real good reason why I felt at home in the juggalo world, because as a young man, I had not yet been, relieved of my allergies, because when I turned 21, I don't know what it was, but my allergies subsided, they chilled the fuck out, and nowadays, like, if I touch a cat, I'll break out, my sinuses will bother me, and I definitely still feel allergy attacks from time to time, but it was nothing like my adolescent years and pretty much all of my teenage years. That shit affected me socially, and I certainly was not the same outgoing person that I am today as I was back then, if that came out correctly. When I was a senior in college, I realized that I was kind of not participating in college events and partying and getting to know people as much as probably I should have been. And right before I graduated, I finally started to socialize a little bit more. And but I had long hair. I used to wear metal T-shirts, and I listened to ICP. I was a freak, and I was in art school too. So I fit in with all the other freaks. But sometimes the most unique people are the ones that aren't the popular ones, or the social butterflies. Sometimes the most unique people are the ones that keep to themselves. And I definitely have met a lot of awesome people, and anyone who's ever gotten to know me, and if I let them get to know me, they get to know that I'm a juggalo and that I listen to ICP, and I explain that shit to them. If there's a relationship there where I feel comfortable sharing that, unlike here on YouTube, where I'm just putting this shit out there and anyone who can come and see it and watch it, I made a decision that I want to embrace the juggalo community. It took many years before I actually started to introduce myself to random juggalos at shows and after parties in the Worcester hotels after Palladium shows. It was 2007 or 2006 when I started to actually kick it with juggalos. Whereas all the years before, I used to just show up with my homies and bounce, and we did our own thing. And even on the online, website forum posts, chat boards and all that shit, I really kind of stayed on the sidelines and like a wallflower, and always kept tabs of what was good. And I've got old journals and calendar books where I used to pretty much write down everything I did, who I hung out with, what I was listening to, watching, places, concerts I would go to, and I definitely started to keep track of rumors about psychopathic and ICP, different things that were happening in events, going all the way back to 1996. Back in the Bizarre days, before there was a different name of that album that was revealed, and before Dark Lotus actually came out, there was a whole bunch of different things that were said that Dark Lotus was going to be. And I remember the first time I heard about Dark Lotus, somebody was wrong and they said Black Lotus, and I was like, ooh, what's Black Lotus going to be? And I wrote it down. Come to find later that dude was fucking wrong. It's not Black Lotus, it's Dark Lotus. And if you collected ICP comic books and shit, then you'd know that Isham was going to be in Dark Lotus. And, well, whatever. Now I'm just rambling about ICP shit, which is what I love to do. And that's because I'm a fucking nerd. I'm also a Star Wars nerd, and I used to draw my own comics, and I want to get back into that, and I would love to make a Juggalo comic strip. So I've said this numerous times, and I actually have lots of notes and shit, because that's what nerdy kids with allergies do. They sit in their rooms listening to music, and they draw or they write, and I love to do both those things. And like a lot of artists, because I guess I actually am from a family of artists. My mother plays the piano and makes mask sculptures. My father used to play the piano and guitar, and when he was a kid, he used to be pretty good at drawing, but he's more of a math minded person. And and my sister, she played piano for a long time, when she was a kid, and I played for a while when I was young, up until 4th grade. And my elementary school didn't have any programs for piano players, so I switched to trumpet, and I played trumpet for a number of years up until high school. I gave that up for sports and soccer, because I love playing soccer. And unfortunately, my soccer career ended because of first I got strep throat right before preseason, my junior year, and then right before my senior year preseason, I got mono. And yeah, that shit fucked up my last two seasons of my last two high school years playing soccer. Motherfuck. Crippling allergies for all the other seasons, and then to boot, I also separated my shoulder snowboarding, which made it so I couldn't even, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, life throws a lot of challenges at you, and when I seen a Juggalo show, I was like, holy shit, everyone here is like, just as fucked up or more fucked up than I am. I feel completely at home here. You know what I mean? And that's why I just don't understand how anyone could come into this scene with hostility towards all these unique individuals, and even the ones that are introverted. Don't you know that those are the most amazing people like that are out there, and most people that just aren't being that don't have a shot, scrubs. It's not just anyone, but some people out there are like these diamonds in the rough. That's what juggalos are to me. All right, I'm Beastmaster. See it, wouldn't want to be it.